So we can expect different things. We of course just saw Valkyrie strategy from Pepsi. Seems like actually Urakaar will be going for quick expansion, which is something I was definitely... Okay, actually not quick expansion. It will be quick but not immediate. He's going for a really front base. So that's another option. But I would really expect some quick expansions on this map. It's pretty simple since it's a really big map. But he first wants to build some protection for it, which is also fine. As I said, we also saw Pepsi making some Valkyries. We also... Actually, sorry, this is not Urakaar, this is Ania. I was expecting this to be Urakaar, but kinda messed up the colors here. So this is Ania going for the front base. We saw Pepsi going for Valkyries, which is one option. Then there is the option for expansion, so Urakaar is actually probably going for the expansion, as I was expecting. That's why I was a little bit surprised here, because I was not expecting him to make this strategy. But quick expansion is something I was expecting from him, so we'll definitely see two really interesting strategies that we didn't see yet on this map.
Complete, my lord.
Immediate expansion and front base with quick expansion. Also this peasant going to build some front base here as well, just together with the base, not before that.
Build more farms, my lord.
We see some farm in the back, which is smart because farms are not that tanky, only 500 HP and 2 armor, so it's good to keep them in the back to keep them safe. Yeah, barracks have double HP and also 1 more armor. You can also garrison units into them, so it's much better for protection. He also has tower roll already. Of course, it still is a huge space here that you can go around, but still there is not the expansion yet. It's not that big of a problem, and it protects against the underground as well pretty well. We actually see Ania going to the underground with 1 swordsman. He wants to take this. Okay, I want to see this, because this is really hard to take with 1 unit, but with swordsman it might be actually possible, as you can see. With High Stinger it's not really possible, they will just one-shot him, but he actually managed to get this, so now he has a huge resource advantage. I think it was 100 gems, with that 100 gold and 400 gold, 400 gold and 100 wood. So that basically gave him enough resources for this base immediately, and that is probably the secret strategy he was talking about. He's kinda revealing that he did something, but of course Urakaar doesn't really know what. Seems like he's also going for the second one, so I mean, I was mentioning this in every single match where we played here, and I was showing you the map. So he was listening, and he decided to take advantage of that. That's probably fine. We'll see. He also got this. He have 100 gems, 100 wood, and 400 gold. So now that's 2 times. That's a huge advantage. Mainly in the gems that usually take ton of time to get so early, but also the gold and wood that just gives him enough resources for all of this. He still has later expansion than Urakaar, but he definitely cannot catch up on all of these resources. Of course, you have to take 180 wood, 180 gold from that, because he sacrificed 2 swordsmen to get it. But it's still 620 gold for free, 200 wood and 200 gems. As you can see, he still has no wood, so he spent all of it on all of these buildings.
Upgrade complete, my lord.
And now he will have a huge advantage. It's still about strategy, of course. He can come up with some army composition that will not work at all, but as you can see, he's probably going for Valkyries now, or maybe just a Phoenix, you'll see. Urakaar is building a really open defense here, but trying to cover the whole area. Actually, now when I look at it, the positions are pretty imbalanced. I never paid attention to this, but as you can see, the entrance always points downwards, which is how it works in the editor. You cannot do that, but it basically means that the entrance is here right next to your expansion, and if you block this path, it will actually not block the enemy attack, while on the other side the units will just appear here and they cannot get to your expansion. So this is a little bit imbalanced, and this position is in a disadvantage. As I said, I never really saw this, but now I realized that this is not 100% balanced, yeah. But okay, we see some pressure from swordsman. more towers on both sides. Both just trying to play it really passively and defensively. We see a temple. Ania still has that huge lead of gems.
My sword, sir.
I still don't see a phoenix or anything from the 11th century.
My lord.
While he was going for a stone keep, so maybe he really wants to go for Valkyries, we'll see. If that is the win condition he decides to go for. But Urakaar definitely has bigger income now. He has, and he has this expansion, but doesn't really have any peasants there. So Urakaar can still catch up pretty decently, at least on the gold and wood side. Of course, gems are really hard to catch up, but actually Ania is not getting any gems from this. So even gems, I think Urakaar won't have that big of a disadvantage thanks to the super early expansion and also the fact that Ania is not really using the expansion too effectively. We already see a gnome workshop, a temple. On the other side, Ania is making all of this much later. He just has a ton of swordsmen, which is good. He has 9 of them, but there are 5 on the side of Urakaar with 2 towers behind them, so definitely this is not gonna fall too easily. Seems like Ania is actually going for the expansion with the spiders, which with good micromanage, and he can probably just kill with no losses and then he can heal it later. Leaving 1 scout in the middle, which is smart. And this expansion is quite safe if you don't have flying units against yourself. He's even getting some levels here, so unless he loses this swordsman, which he will probably lose. Okay, so the one that was leveled up a little bit died here, but it was still worth it if he's going to take it immediately. Urakaar has a ton of gold. Actually see him taking his gnome arc with 1 peasant and immediately going for his expansion, which is nice. So both of them will take 1 expansion in the back. Probably, or I mean, Ania is not taking it yet, but I'm expecting him to go for it, even though he doesn't have wood yet. He needs to start focusing a little bit more on wood.
Building complete, my lord.
So Urakaar will definitely have a resource advantage now, but we have to still keep in mind that those extra resources that Ania got from the treasures are still there. They will never disappear.
More farms, my lord.
So he somehow used them, of course, for maybe some extra gem upgrades or something. Urakaar making another expansion at the same time, so we're really playing it macro heavy now, trying to get as much resources and expansions as possible. He even has a phoenix, has a phoenix to scout. And I still didn't take this, so Urakaar is not gonna scout anything there.
Building complete, my lord.
But now he's actually going for a quick push with just 9 swordsmen and 2 priests. Not really having anything else. He's just trying to create some pressure, maybe keep Ania back in his town while taking the economy advantage on the map.
Building complete, my lord.
This map looks like the Deadly Moors mission from the Empire campaign. I'm not sure based on name what that is. You would need to
We're under attack.
remind me maybe the number, but yeah, actually this is probably the one where you,
Building complete, my lord.
the 7th mission I think, where you walk Dunehelm through the swamp. You don't build in that mission, that's probably the one you are referring to. And yeah, of course, that's also the swamp environment, so it looks really similarly based on the environment. Yeah, so Ania scouting here with a phoenix, of course, finding out about these expansions. So he will make the move now. He will start pushing. Urakaar definitely needs to react to that. He invested a ton of resources into the expansions, but he still has a ton of gold and gems, and is not really spending them too well. Not really producing anything anywhere, so he should definitely start doing something immediately. These catapults are slow, so it will take him some time before he can get there, but he really needs to start actually doing something. He should definitely escape here. I mean, he's really between the enemy units, so he can maybe work the catapults to actually shoot the units of Ania instead of his units.
Our forces are
We
under
see a
attack.
second gnome workshop. Still no other expansions from Ania, even though he destroyed the spiders. It doesn't make much sense, but okay. We see some Phoenix fights. 2 Phoenixes from Urakaar trying to kill the Phoenix of Ania, but he has a priest heal, so it's not really gonna work. And you need 35 mana for Nova, so you won't be able to get another one, I think. Catapults are coming, ton of swordsmen. I mean, he has 2 towers, but he has less catapults. And we'll see if he just runs in like this. Then of course Urakaar will be probably able to defend it, but I think he'll just start sieging with the catapults. We still see the fight from the Phoenix. Okay, he was able to kill the Phoenix, so now he can freely scout the catapults. But he just needs to react to them. I don't think he has any pikemen anywhere. Okay, now he's just losing swordsmen for no reason. But he doesn't have any pikemen in an arc or anything. He also probably doesn't have trailblazing, and his catapults, he doesn't have so many of them. Also, actually, more units are coming from Ania. Many more units. So, Urakaar, even though he has the same population, he has more expansions, so a lot of that population is actually in peasants. To be honest, I don't think he can repel that, even though he has many towers, some of them are not upgraded, and he has no way of dealing with the catapults in the backline, so... that was a mistake. He has the arc here, even though he didn't have pikemen, he could still put some swordsmen in that and drop it on the catapults. It would definitely give him a higher chance of actually defending this. Right now I think this is GG. Maybe if he tanks with the peasants, he could still deal some damage with catapults, but... yeah, I really don't see him defending this. Even though he still has more bases, even if he loses this. But he just doesn't have production buildings anywhere, so... he's going for Valkyries, okay. I mean, yeah, Ania doesn't have any air or anti-air. So that might be an option, but there are so many barracks. And with Blacksmith he can make us Elven Rangers really quickly. He also has an Elven Sanctuary, so he can also create a Phoenix if needed. Okay, making a Valkyrie beacon here is pretty risky. I wouldn't do that. I will just build it back here. He's making a second one, okay. But he will reveal what you are going for, so I think this is not the smartest move. But okay, we'll see. I mean, Ania probably knows about this, so he will still need to create some air, or at least gnome arcs to get there. But maybe he doesn't realize it yet. Then the Valkyries could still do some job. The thing is, if he wants to actually fight with the army and maybe kill the catapults and priests, and then he just kinda slowly cut the swordsman, or if he just wants to fly on the economy, try to kill the bases of Ania. But he doesn't know how many bases Ania has. Maybe he thinks there are also 5 bases on the other side. Or yeah, he'll probably rather go here and try to kill the catapults, which is not giving him any chance of winning this, because he's just showing his strategy, and probably immediate response will be here from Ania any second. Just going for some anti-air. We can see immediately Phoenixes and Elf Rangers probably also in a second. Yeah, and the Valkyries are not even able to kill it that quickly. Still don't see Elf Rangers. He's rather going for more Elven Sanctuaries, which is not the smartest move, I think. He has so many barracks, and well, if he makes Phoenixes, they can still be countered by Urakaar's Phoenixes. So overall, I would much rather see Elf Rangers here, but maybe he will also make them later, we'll see. And he has the resources for that, so no point in not doing that. They both have 1 base right now, or I mean 2 bases, but Urakaar doesn't have gems here, which is a disadvantage. Also, there is a huge army of swordsmen that he just cannot stop in any way. He can keep damaging it, but he will just lose this base. And Phoenixes are already flying there. 3 elf sanctuaries. Elven Sanctuaries producing at the same time. As I said, Phoenixes will, one by one, they will just die to the Phoenixes of Urakaar and Valkyries, but
forces are under
Yeah,
attack.
right now, of course, the big advantage is that he's here. So, okay, he needs to take better care of his snow mark, but he is there, so Ania cannot really get to that location. He doesn't have no marks, now he's creating them, but those can be one-shotted pretty easily by the phoenixes Urakaar has. Urakaar has actually a ton of resources, but he doesn't have population, so he needs to build some farms. I don't know why he's not doing that. Now he started building one. Ania clearing these spiders, okay.
Our forces are under attack.
Yeah, he's going to leave them here, which is smart. He needs to kill the gnome arcs now. Hopefully he will not miss them. I mean, he definitely saw them, so he should be able to destroy them really quickly. Then there is one more. I mean, once one of them actually slips through, this whole town is probably dead. So now just one-shot it with Nova. And you can keep pushing, but probably more and more will be coming. We can see 6 phoenixes at the same time now. More are still being produced. I mean, he kinda splashed it into the phoenixes of Urakaar instead of Valkyries, so he didn't really do much. But at least he killed like 2 phoenixes of Urakaar. It will make it harder again for him to stop the gnome arcs and enemy phoenixes. Yeah, I mean, all Ania needs to do is just split the arcs to 3 different locations, fly here with some swordsmen and finish this. Still don't understand why he is not taking any more expansions when he has such a big advantage of map control and everything, but he can probably still win it even with 2 bases. There are also towers, which make it even harder for Urakaar to push. And so many phoenixes from Ania, I mean, this is too crazy. He's maybe not even gonna fight Urakaar, he will just protect his snow marks and he will transfer the swordsman there. Yeah, so Urakaar will probably destroy this, but it doesn't make a difference anymore.
Our forces are under attack.
He didn't even upgrade his towers here.
We're under attack.
And he's going for one more base, okay. That might take some time before Ania realized that. But he just doesn't have the damage to destroy all the buildings quicker. Makrozerk is back, okay. We'll play one more game. I think Pepsi wanted to play after this, because he will need to go later. But after that you can definitely play with Aegis. Then there is also maybe next time with me, and maybe one more match that we will play today. The rest will be probably left for tomorrow. So Skipper also wants to play. I don't remember who is your opponent for this round. You guys can check the bracket if you still see it. Someone linked it on the Discord server, so if it's not pinned anymore above the chat, you can find it there. But yeah, as I said, Urakaar doesn't have the damage to destroy the buildings quickly enough. He still has a ton of resources, so he can keep building around the map. He just doesn't have the peasants anywhere. He has only 1 peasant here. And Phoenix is already coming here to scout this. If he kills the arc, it's probably GG. And even this is not really gonna help. Yeah, this is the only peasant Urakaar escaped with. Now he calls it GG. Which is probably accurate, yeah. So Ania is the winner here. Yeah, of course Urakaar could have escaped with more peasants and made more buildings, maybe still win it. But Ania definitely had an advantage in this game, he was playing it better. So I think this was deserved. We can check the kills. 100 to 90, but of course he had more resources, but not too much as I said. He was just not making more bases, he was just gathering with 2 of them for longer amount of time, but outside of that Urakaar made more bases. Unfortunately he kinda neglected the army in the early game, so that was not ideal. You can see the largest army here as well. Research is pretty balanced.